Aiden spoke about like a psychological aspect of it, because people just think, okay, I'm just gonna go, like if I learn self-defense, I'm just gonna go out there and fight whoever tries to hurt me. But he spoke about how it goes beyond that. It has to start with how you think. You have to tell yourself, okay, I'm going to have to defend myself. You need to prepare yourself for what might happen mentally, because if you aren't prepared mentally, you might not be able to apply what you've learned, because psychologically you're still like shook.
As I understand it, it was Aiden Brown that started the MMA Society at Rhodes. He had been training at Fight Fit Militia in Joburg. That is one of the biggest fight gyms in South Africa, and it's recognized around the world. And he came here and wanted to start up a society where, he could start teaching, which he was fully capable of doing. And that was not well received by the university. It comes across as something brutal, something where people are going to get injured, kind of like a fight club. With that kind of stigma, you can understand why Rhodes Society initially didn't want to. That left Aiden to have to be a bit more creative about what the club would be called. And he had an epiphany that it could be a kung fu club. A kung fu club could have people being beaten over the shins with planks or bare-handed sparring or something, but it doesn't carry that stigma. So Rhodes accepted that. But years later, regardless of us being the society with the highest sign-ups, regardless of that, we are still a kung fu club that is given no support by the university itself. Rhodes University could have a major fight gym. But again, it's a bit harder to do when you don't have support from the university. And in that regard, Aiden, Sipo, Sandile, as the head coaches, have done an exceptional job of making sure that the club survives and thrives under those conditions. That goes beyond producing boxers and MMA fighters and whatnot. But in terms of self-defense, we are also fully capable of teaching people to defend themselves.
The course is good, but not many girls come to it. Like, you'll have a few in the beginning, but then slowly you'll just have like 2 coming or 1 coming. You wonder why, and I think it's because of that idea they have about the sport, that it's rough. I don't know, it's very physical, and they associate that with males, and they don't see themselves in that setting. But it's not really like that. They somehow like build you up to a certain level, and they make sure you're comfortable within the setting. And I think that's what I loved about it. Like, you become a family in a way. No matter where you're coming from, even if I came into the sport knowing nothing about the sport. They don't like push you. They like work with you, and they repeat and do things until you get to a certain level. And then they'll be like, okay, from here we're going to take it a step further. They look at what you can do as well, and will take what you can do, not because you're a woman. But it's not done in a way that hurts you or it's intended to hurt you.
The actual environment it's a very positive one. I mean, even in the classes, we try to lift up people's confidence, try to strengthen people mentally, There's a lot of camaraderie, there's a very good vibe in the dojo, there's always laughing. And I don't feel that anyone ever gets pushed over their limits, We're very upfront with people saying, if you don't feel comfortable sparring, you really don't have to. We are all very understanding of a beginner situation, and people don't forget where they started. I think that's what helps create a positive vibe, is that it's not a matter of talking down to someone, it's a matter of like lifting other people up. And that's a big focus of the Rhodes MMA Society.